Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Good morning. If I can just have your attention, please, just for a moment. We just have a couple of announcements before we get started. The ceremony will be starting officially at 9 o'clock this morning, as you're aware. Firstly, a very good morning to you and a big warm of welcome to the University of the Western Cape. We're very happy to be back here doing a proper face-to-face welcoming reception via Vice-Chancellor Professor Cyrus Pretorius as you come to the university. So very well done to all of you for enrolling and being accepted. So please give yourselves a round of applause. We're happy to be post-COVID, so I just have one or two announcements. If we can just ask if you can please stay in your seats for the duration of the ceremony. Unfortunately, there's no food and drinks permitted within the venue during the ceremony itself, but there are some refreshments outside. Can we kindly ask that you don't do any filming? There is official videography and photography which will be shared with you afterwards. When the procession enters the hall, I'm going to ask you to stand and remain standing for the duration of the national anthem. Once the national anthem is done, you may take your seats. So we're going to get going in the next minute or two. So very, very welcome to you. It's an incredible opportunity for all of you as you start your journey at the University of the Western Cape, and we're very happy to have you. It's a wonderful university full of many activities, and I hope you can have lots of experiences and many adventures along the way. So I looked very much like you when I first started as well at the varsity that I went to, but it just gets better from here. So we're a wonderful university, and we look forward to you being part of our extended family. So we're just going to wait for the procession to line up, and then I'll come back to the stage. So settle in nicely. We'll get going in the next moment or two. Thank you. Can we please stand as the procession enters the hall?
Good morning, everyone. The national anthem will now be sung. Please feel free to join in. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. I didn't hear that. This is the first day of the rest of your life. You should be so excited, but I'm not seeing any excitement at all in this hall. What's going on? Where are your uniforms? Isn't that wonderful? You don't have to wear that anymore. Yes. So welcome to the University of the Western Cape. We are so, so, so happy to have you here with us, and we look forward to spending the next 3, 4, 5, 6, who knows how many years with you. You are one of 130,000 applicants that made it into this hall today. Yes. You absolutely deserve that round of applause. Well done, congratulations. As you can see, the competition has been so great and you actually made it to the finish line. So well done. We are very happy to have you and we hope that you are as happy to have us. Thank you for choosing UWC, and we hope that the next few years that you spend with us is going to be the most enjoyable and most memorable stage of your life. It's very exciting, so please do not sit there in fear. We are going to have a wonderful morning. We're going to introduce you to some of our colleagues on the stage, and you will hear from some of our esteemed leaders of the university in a short while as well. So with that, I would like to call our Chair of Council, Judge Nathan Erasmus, who is going to address you. A big round of applause for Judge Nathan Erasmus.
Good morning, everyone. I didn't hear that. I hope you all are well this morning. It's a great day. Vice Chancellor, members of Senate, academic leadership, members of council that may be present, invited guests, parents, I take it it's the parents at the back there, incoming students, the current student leadership who have present this morning, friends, and all others that I might have missed. I'm humbled by the opportunity to address you at this very important event. You would have noted that I took my typed speech out of an envelope because I changed the narrative at 4 o'clock this morning. And unfortunately, my PA is off with COVID and she had to do the corrections because I do voice to text. Initially, I thought that I would test this new thing of GPT, or whatever they call it, because I think some of you might be tempted soon. But I took a different route. Because I thought I will ask ChatGPT to write something for me and read that to you and then try and explain why it's not such a good thing for a student to rely too much on that. But be that as it may, today we welcome new members of our community. Being you, the incoming students, and your extended families, to be part of this community, this university, which is a family. I believe it would be appropriate to salute, congratulate, and applaud all of you for your accomplishments in achieving the opportunity to engage in higher learning and ultimately your goals in life. This achievement is a testament to your commitment and perseverance, as indicated also by the registrar. Your achievement in life so far is merely a foundation to build upon and grow. As I've indicated, I've changed the narrative of what I wanted to say, because over this last weekend, I engaged in my favorite pastime, that is working with seeds, doing microgreens and planting seeds. And preparing for today, I was reminded that the seed is a symbol of life and growth. But you can't just put it in the ground and expect it to grow on its own. It needs to be nurtured, looked after, and be given a place that you can make its home. Only then can it put its roots down and grow tall and strong to catch the sun and flourish. In many ways, you are planting a seed at UWC today that can grow into a rich and fulfilling future. Your seed planted at this institution today reminds us that new lives await to begin. It will take time and patience, but in the end, it will be worth it. I came here the first time 44 years ago as a first-year student. In those days, we didn't have these type of gatherings. Like with all seeds being planted, although from the same packet and source, each one will have its own peculiarity and often weaknesses. Some might not germinate, and therefore we need to adapt at our nurturing and focus our care on the ones that need the special attention. Most of you come from a society with particular problems and disadvantages that ask us as the institution to ensure the ground your seed is planted in and the condition in which it must grow are the best it can possibly be. This is not only for us, but for the future of our families, our communities, our country, and our continent. Today, you start on a new journey. You will encounter obstacles, but always remember we are a nation of survivors and innovators that overcome. Some 15 years ago, I stood at this very same podium where I had the opportunity to address a graduation ceremony. At that instance, I reflected on the story of the song Shosholoza. For those of you of the younger generation, I'm sure you may only know it as a song of celebration. But we must remember that that is a song that was originally sung by migrant workers en route to the gold mines in South Africa. It was a song of those on a journey leading to hard labor, akin to slavery, often far removed from their loved ones. The task of the conscripts on this train was to go into the dark belly of the earth and find the roughest of diamonds and gold nuggets, which would then be nurtured and expanded to expose the beauty and sparkle within. It is now, as most of you will know, a song of celebration because it represents the resilience of our people in the face of hardship and the beauty of our achievements when all is said and done. As you and I, passengers on this journey of life, our task at hand is to similarly unearth the beauty and sparkle within yourselves, properly nurtured by the environment and support of this institution. My wish is therefore that as travelers on this journey, we shall reach and have an obligation, wherever and whenever we disembark, to selfishly and with vigor emulate the efforts of those earlier travelers in mobilizing the potential of the dullest and dirtiest of gems. On behalf of the Council of the University, in my capacity as chairing the Council, I wish you well and thank you for choosing the University of the Western Cape as your home. I thank you.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Judge Erasmus. And in Judge Erasmus's speech, he talked about you being here for the next while and the support that you will be provided, especially those of you who may not have had that level of support previously. So at the university, there are various offices that are available to provide you with the full range of support that you will require during your studies. And during the course of this week, while you are partaking in the orientation program, you will be given first-hand information of all of the support that is available at the university. It then is incumbent on you to ensure that you access those services, okay? So I know this is a lot to take in right now, and you are sitting there with all kinds of emotions. I'm assuming right now you're all very quiet and obedient. I hope the next time I see you in this hall, which will be during your graduation, that you are as quiet and obedient. I doubt that very much, because promise me in the few years that are to come, you will experience a tremendous amount of growth that is going to build you into your very own person. That is what university life is all about. How do you find yourself? But right now, in finding yourself, it can be a very lonely place, especially if you have come here on your own. There may be some of you who have come here with friends from your school, so you already have a support group around you. But there are many of you who may have come here alone. And it can be quite an overwhelming place because you don't know anyone, there are so many buildings, you don't know where to go, who to turn to. So let's start right now in trying to get you to know at least 4 other people, okay? So I'd like you all to turn to your right, introduce yourself to the person sitting to your right. Great. Now turn to your left and introduce yourself to the person sitting to your left. Great. Now turn to the person sitting behind you and introduce yourself to the person behind you. Great. So now you know the person seated in front of you. You know the 2 people beside you and the person behind you. You now will walk out of this hall knowing 4 new people that you may not have known before. On Friday, I was in a meeting, and I met someone that I had first met in my first year at university, when I was standing in line. Yes, there were long lines then, and she was standing behind me and we were waiting to register. And we had become friends. And some 40-odd years later, we are still friends. And it was wonderful to find that we were sitting on the same committee and being able to connect again. So that is what universities do to you. You make lifelong friends. Do not underestimate the value of these friendships, because seated among you are the networks that you will turn to one day in life. Who knows, we could have the future CEO of ESCOM sitting in front of us. Or perhaps a future thought leader, great influences among you. You just don't know. It could be the next president of the country seated here right now. So these networks that you form are going to be critical to your success in life. So make as many friends as you can. This is a wonderful opportunity, and trust me, university life is nothing like school life. It will be the best stage of your lives. So make the best of it, okay? So with that, I would like to now call upon Professor Vivian Levac, who is our Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, who's going to introduce you to our esteemed colleagues. You see, when you come to university, you get to use big words like esteemed, okay? It's going to introduce us to our esteemed colleagues on stage. Thank you.
I have to give something to the registrar. In all her excitement to speak to you, she forgot to introduce herself. So the person that has been occupying you for the last couple of minutes and giving you lots of advice, that's Dr. Nita Lawton-Misra, our registrar. So, good morning to the class of 2023 and to all the parents. It really gives me a great pleasure, since this is the first time that we're doing it since 2020, I think, beginning of 2020, to introduce first the executive. You've met our chair of council, and council is the highest governing body at our university, Judge Nathan Erasmus, you've met. And now let me move on to the executive. I'm going to ask our colleagues to please either wave or stand, so that, especially when we come to the dean, so that the parents and the students would have a good idea as to who you are and who they will be working with. Our Rector and Vice Chancellor, Professor Tyrone Pretorius, will address you in a short while. He's the person whose smile you see when you drive into the university. I don't know if you noticed that this morning. And then we have, I'm going to go to our newest addition, Dr. Matete Madiba, and she's the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Development Support. Then our DBC Research and Innovation, Professor Joseph Frantz. Our Executive Director of Finance and Operations, Mr. Mani Rigo. And our two colleagues who also attend executive, Mr. Umesh Bawa is the Head of International Relations. And Professor Anish Singh is the Director of Institutional Advancement. Now you would have noticed the colors on the sides. If you can, do you see all those colors? They're not just there because we want the hall to look pretty. They're there because I'm fortunate that I'm responsible for the academic project, and within that academic project, we've got 7 faculties and represented here today by their deans. So I'm going to introduce, you know which your faculty you are, so you need to make sure that you know who your dean is. And I will be introducing them alphabetically. The Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Professor Monwabisi Kgalagala. The Dean of the Faculty of Community and Health Sciences, Professor Anthea Roda. Can you see that their colors also represent the colors on the walls? So if you see next to Prof. Roda, the Dean of the Faculty of Dentistry, Professor Virasamy or Jeff Yengopal. Next to him is Professor Michelle Eso, and she's the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. Then we have Professor Raj or Rajendra Gavanda, and he is the Dean of the Faculty of Education. Then we have Professor Jacques Deville, and he is the Dean of the Faculty of Law. And finally, we have the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Bertram Fielding. You're going to hear it a lot today, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you crossing the stage and not sitting with these serious faces that by that time you would all have learned to ululate, I'm sure. And then also you have enough time to practice for your high heels, ladies, because that's the day when we celebrate. Enjoy this time with your parents, also a special time, and make sure that you avail of all the services that you will be introduced to. I thank you.
So what Professor Levac did not tell you is at the end of the session, after the rector has addressed you, you are going to have to write down all the names of the people that she's introduced you to, okay? Only if you pass that test will you be allowed to leave the hall today. Okay, I'm joking before you start panicking. Welcome to the parents and loved ones sitting at the back as well. I actually think, Rector, if we had load shedding now, just looking at the beaming faces there at the back, we wouldn't have needed any lights in this hall. So congratulations to all the parents there as well for making sure that your wards, your children, your loved ones have made it here and are seated here with us today. So well done to the parents. Let's applaud your parents. So now the moment we've all been waiting for, the address by the Rector and Vice Chancellor, Professor Tyrone Pretorius. A big round of applause for Prof. Pretorius.
This is my first in-person welcome of new students since 2020. Way back then in 2020, in trying to be optimistic, I made bold predictions to the new students. And I said to them, quoting from a movie, things are really getting better. And we all know what happened in 2020. So the lesson for me is do not make any optimistic predictions. Chair of the University of the Western Cape Council, Nathan Erasmus, a judge of the High Court, members of the UWC executive and the deans, and you will all have an opportunity to listen to your deans later. Members of the Student Representative Council, we have some of them sitting in the front row, and I will ask them to rise so that the new students can see their student leaders. Please rise and face them. And then obviously our special guests, the first-year students, their family, loved ones, parents, welcome. Welcome to your new home, away from home, the University of the Western Cape. Let me add my congratulations to that of the registrar and everyone else that have congratulated you on your achievements thus far in life. The registrar has given you an indication of how special and fortunate you are to be able to secure one of the 4,500 places available at the university. Today, as you sit in this hall, know that you have gained a new family, the UWC family. Your academic journey, however daunting it might appear to you right now, is not one you will have to walk alone. Because at UWC, we strive to give our students a holistic experience, one that does not only focus on their academic success, but also their development as a whole person. Some of you might be the first in your immediate family to attend university. This means that you carry more than just your expectations on your shoulders. You also carry the expectations of your family and your community. It is okay to be scared. Many years ago, I was in your shoes in this very same hall when I started as a first-year UWC student. So know this. This is a brand new chapter in your life. But we have been there, and so have thousands of others before you. I promise you, within a month, you will laugh about your nervousness on this day. You will laugh about getting lost on campus while trying to find a lecture hall. Quickly, the loneliness of not having a support system around you will begin to change as you make new friends and create a new network of support. I echo the sentiments of the registrar. This is your opportunity to get networked all over our continent. Up to this day, if I have issues across Africa, there are always someone from UWC that I can reach out to, send an email or call. Do not lose the opportunity to meet perhaps your lifelong partner at this university. You might laugh, but this is where many lifelong partnerships were forged. UWC cares about you and your success. We have systems, mechanisms, and people dedicated to ensuring your well-being, starting with the peer facilitators that you will meet soon. Those are our senior students who will be giving you an orientation about the campus and its services. We have clubs and societies you should join, and we have many different sporting codes that might interest you. Soon, you will hear the age-old tradition of dominoes being banged on the tables in the student center. I encourage you to take part, but remember, the student center is not a lecture hall. But let me say one thing about UWC. We have zero tolerance towards gender-based violence and racial discrimination. Every student, irrespective of their background, their race, and sexual orientation, is very welcome at UWC. As your journey begins today, take a look around this hall and imagine 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, you sitting in exactly the same seat, waiting to receive your degree or diploma. Dream and be ambitious. We have a student, and I believe there's also a staff member, but we have a student who signs his email as Rector of UWC 2030. So dream. A chicken farmer caught an eaglet, that's a young eagle. He brought it home put it among his chickens, and gave a chicken food to eat. Soon the eagle was just like the chicken, strutting around, feeding when it's feeding time, and pretending it was a chicken. 5 years later, a wildlife expert passed by and saw the eagle among the chickens and said, "That's not a chicken, that is an eagle. What's it doing among the chickens?" And the farmer laughed and said, "No, no, no, no. I have trained it to be a chicken, and it is no longer an eagle, even though it has a wingspan that measures 15 feet. No," said the wildlife expert, "it is an eagle, and it will fly. I will make it soar high up to the heavens." He picked up the the eagle held it up and with great intensity said, "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Thou belong to the sky and not the earth. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." And the eagle looked at him, and the eagle looked down and saw the chickens feeding, and the eagle jumped down and fed with the chickens. The farmer said, "I told you it was a chicken." "No," said the wildlife expert. "It is an eagle, and it will always be an eagle. Let us try again." They repeated this, and again, the same thing happened. The farmer threw some chicken feed on the ground, and when the eagle saw that, he joined the chickens feeding. The wildlife expert said, "Just give me one more chance. You have nothing to lose." So the next morning, very early, he and the farmer took the eagle high up the mountain. And then he made the eagle look at the rising sun. And when the rays of the sun hit the eagle's eyes, its natural instinct rose up. It soared high into the heavens and never returned. It was an eagle, though it was kept and trained as a chicken. This African story ends with the words, "People of Africa, men have made us believe that we are chickens, but we are not. We are eagles, and we can soar the heavens." There are many things in our lives that potentially make us feel that we are chickens, be it racism, gender-based violence, poverty, or your personal circumstances. But we are not meant to feed with the chickens. We are meant to soar and achieve our potential. As you start your first day at UW's, my parting words to you is, soar, young eagles, soar.
Thank you for those very inspiring words, Prof. Pretorius. Another big round of applause. So I hope you've taken, there were lots and lots of gems in that speech, and I hope you've taken heed of them. Make sure that you have a well-balanced life. There's lots of fun activities at the university. There's also the studies. So make sure you find that balance. Get involved in the extracurricular, the co-curricular events. Make sure you take part in the clubs and societies. As I said, that develops your own leadership qualities. Get involved, but also not at the expense of your studies. Ensure there's a balance and that you enjoy your university life to the fullest. When it comes to your studies, there are going to be times when you will be a bit disappointed. It may be for the first time ever, you may fail a test, and you wouldn't know what to do with that. It's okay. You try again, and you write the next test. Remember, it's not the end of the world. As Einstein said, a person who does not make mistakes learns nothing new. So make sure you pick yourself up and you continue with even greater strength. And there's always people around you who will support you through that. There are a few tips that I want to share with you before we leave this hall. Firstly, please make sure that you have registered with the university, and you will know you are registered if you have a student card. If you don't have a student card, make your way to the student center, find out how you can register and get that student card, okay? Because without your student card, you won't be allowed into lecture venues. So make sure you are registered. Once you are registered, please go to the student portal and download your timetable. Your timetables are up there already. Please make sure you download it. Keep in touch with the social media. We are present on various platforms. We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, you're in it, you're on it. Make sure you follow the UWC ones as well. You may receive many spam emails. Don't trust them. Only ever look at your student email account. So any communication from the university to you will be via your student email account, not your private email account. Do not come to us and say, oh, but I didn't receive the email, because you are checking your own private email account. So always check your student email account. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for being here today. We look forward to spending the next few years with you. And as I said, the next time I see you in this hall in an official capacity, I hope it is when I am going to invest you as you walk across the stage with your degree in hand. So with that, congratulations. Please stand up while the procession leaves the stage, after which you may leave the hall. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you may be seated. My colleague Nazrana, the manager of career services, I'm going to be handing over to her in the next moment. But if I can just get I have a special announcement for parents, specifically the parents seated at the back. At 10 o'clock, we have parents' presentations to you about the service offering of UWC. Besides what's happening here today by our Student Enrollment Management Unit. At 10 o'clock in the foyer, right behind where you're seated currently, these three ladies with these signs will take all of you that are interested in viewing the parents' presentations to the library auditorium. The library auditorium, you'll be personally escorted there by the three ladies that you see to the left of me. They'll take you through to the library auditorium. There is Peninsula beverages for everybody as well in the quad. I know it's very, very hot today, and I really hope that your time and your days will be as warm and beautiful and as welcoming and as friendly as the weather outside, and as pleasant as the weather is outside. So please, if you have a moment, you're more than welcome to go over to Peninsula Beverages and get yourself a refreshment of whatever you like. It is for free, so you can help yourself there as well. So I'll hand over now to my colleague Nasrana from Career Services, and please enjoy your time, and very, very welcome once again, and congratulations on being accepted. Thank you.
Wow, okay. I haven't been behind this podium for a number of years. Good morning, Molweni, Goeiemorgen, Assalamu alaikum, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Wamkelekele, Jumbo, and welcome from the Division of Student Development and Support, Career Services at UWC. My name is Nazrana Parker, as mentioned by Mrs. Zacharias, and I'm the manager for Career Services that's responsible for your orientation, graduate recruitment, and potentially an on-campus internship. So the rector, the DVC, and quite a few of the executives mentioned that you're going to be back in this venue for your graduation. However, I hope you're going to be back in this venue to meet your future employer, your future colleagues when you attend various career expos and fairs and a number of student affairs and support events in the Jakes Gerwel Hall. So this venue is going to see you quite often over the next few years, and you are going to utilize your time wisely to engage, interact, and prepare for life after university while you are at university. So we are so glad that you've chosen UWC as your educational partner in shaping your future. UWC is much more than an academic institution. And like the rector mentioned and the registrar, there's quite a number of activities that happen outside of the classroom. Just know that once you leave UWC, you are going to leave with much more than just a qualification. You are going to have life-changing moments at UWC that's going to allow you to determine what your capabilities are, what your dreams are, turn them into realities, whether it be a side hustle, whether it's being that accountant or that dentist, whatever you wish to be. You can be much more than that by the time you leave UWC. Let us quickly just showcase who you are and the new members of the UWC community. I'm going to ask you by indication of standing, okay, if you make up any of the following categories. So can all female students stand? Yeah. Thank you. I think no words are needed to explain that this is quite a woman-dominated campus. Awesome. Can students from countries in Africa, besides South Africa, stand? Any students from Africa? One. Okay, welcome to the southern tip of... Can students from countries outside of Africa stand? I know we've got some visitors from the US, the UK, and Palestine, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome to UWC. Can students who have brothers or sisters presently studying at UWC stand? Do you have a sibling studying at UWC? Okay, so they would have told you all the inside details about this place. If they haven't, you better get chatting to them soon. Thank you. Parents who graduated from UWC, would you like to stand? Do we have any twins or triplets in our midst who are both studying at UWC, or maybe one? Any twins or triplets? One over there. Anyone else? Only one, two, three. Is that correct? Two. Okay, three. Welcome. Hopefully you're studying different qualifications and you're not swapping seats to write exams. Okay. Then, last but not least, the Ronaldo versus the Messi supporters. Anyone who wants to dare stand up and say they support Messi over Ronaldo or vice versa? Okay. Thank you very, very much. So here we have a glimpse of who you are in terms of joining our community at UWC. Orientation is all about settling in. So all the serious stuff is done for a while. We're going to get to the fun stuff now. It's about getting started in this new journey, this new chapter of your life with the least amount of anxiety as possible. Now, just as you are anxious, I am anxious as well, because for more than a decade, I was standing behind the camera, taking pictures, and today I am here. Also to let you know that our rector, once upon a time, used to be a peer facilitator who assisted first-year students as well. And he always tells our senior students that he was a PF, he's a rector now of his alma mater. Who says you won't be the next rector of your alma mater? So anything is possible. So, like I mentioned, as staff, we cannot do the task of orientating you and inducting you to the UWC community on our own, and we need as many helping hands as possible. So we rely on senior students who will assist you throughout the week. This is going to be your peer facilitator, your guide, your support, the person that you can WhatsApp before 10 o'clock at night, not earlier than 7 o'clock in the morning, and who's going to support you over the next 5 days to get you familiar with UWC, with the lecture venues, with the resources, with your timetable, and whatever else you need to know in terms of settling in to university life. So I'd like to call upon our senior students to welcome our new first years. PFs, this is your moment.
The original Nigerian Don Gargan riding through man, I ride out at midnight without no curfew. Longside the one that can't come pay still is sure. This a robbery, the whole of them for no sound in this phone now. Time to get them guns and kick your door down.
Esse é mais dor de cabeça. Eu Yo, bra! Sceno da chi tale da, nuda chi tale sceno da chi tale da, nuda chi tale sceno da chi tale da, nuda chi tale sceno da chi tale da, nuda chi colo, 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 colo. Welkom nou dat jukka en doe het lekker. Hoor je met die schouwers, drop die lauwe. Hoor je met die bieden, hoor je die leefie, de vloer. Dat is jouw naam, dat is jouw naam.
21, can you do something for me? Can you hit a little rich flex for me? Then 21, can you do something for me?
How was that welcome? Will you believe it if I tell you, well, some of them might think that I'm a very hard taskmaster, that they managed to learn and put together this mix through sheer dedication, love for you, eagerness to help and guide you within a matter of 10 hours over last week. UWC is a fun place, isn't it? You're going to recognize talents that you don't have at this moment. You're going to be surprised with what you are capable of. And your peer facilitators who are going to be recognized by their distinct orange t-shirts and yellow caps are bright, happy, ready, and excited to help you set off on this new journey at UWC. So, orientation starts today, and it does not end this afternoon. It ends on Friday afternoon. So that means every new first-year student has to attend compulsory orientation from 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock or 3:30, depending on your last activity for the day, between tomorrow and Friday. This afternoon, you will have your dean's welcomes and faculty welcome sessions, and after that, you will meet your peer facilitator. So, it's in your best interest that you ensure you are at campus every day so that when Monday arrives, you are ready for the academic challenges that face your path, okay? I'm sure you heard the rector speak about the importance of ensuring that everyone is respected on campus. So let me assure new students and parents that no form of initiation or bullying, whether it's on campus or residences, is tolerated at UWC. And anybody that finds themselves subjected to any form of initiation or bullying needs to contact us immediately, whether it's your PF or whether it's a staff member or coming to our office, and we will take action against the culprits. Each of us has our own story, and the ethos of UWC is not to allow our backgrounds to define us. No matter how challenging it is, we are here to succeed. Higher education provides you the potential to change your life, the life of your family, the life of your loved ones, your community and society in South Africa at large. So we wish you everything of the success in this new journey in your studies. We're going to divide you now into groups per your faculty, and your peer facilitator will take you to the necessary venue for your dean's welcome. So PFs, grab your bags. Faculties of Arts, Dentistry and Education, and we will wait for you over here. So everyone, we're going to call your group and you need to stand and we will tell you which way you need to leave, okay? Parents, once your loved ones, your dear children leaves the venue, you will only get to see them at 3:30 this afternoon, okay? Hardy has mentioned that there is another welcome for you and a campus tour. So once they have left the venue for their faculty welcome, they start orientation independently of you. It's their opportunity and your duty to leave them to become the young adults that they are in the process of becoming. So you will meet your children on the quad or at University Avenue at 3:30 this afternoon only. And they're only dismissed at 3:30 every day. So if they're home early, you should know that somebody's bunking something. Okay. Education, are you ready? PFs? Okay, so don't be anxious. Your children are in good hands. So all education, can you all stand, please? So that's all the teaching courses for foundation phase, senior phase, and FET phases. Is that everyone for education? Are you ready? Ready? Okay, so who's going to stay behind? Okay. So if you can follow your PFs through the door on my right and your left. Okay? Can you follow the PFs for education on your left? Okay? You're going to go to your faculty welcome. The venue is A1 and A2, for those of you that know campus. Is Arts where? Arts is on which side? Are they there? If you are unsure of where to go, just wait till we've finished with all the splitting and then we will assist you to the relevant venue. Okay, for those of you doing BA 3-year program, Bachelor of Theology, Library Science, and all extended 4-year programs or BA, can you stand? Okay. Quite a bit. Just artistic.
We worry about registrations, that's why we're looking.
Okay.
We're very under.
Okay, could you, yeah, they're just moving along swiftly. Okay, for those of you in the BA program, you will need to leave on your right, okay? And you will follow the PFs to the stadium.
What's happening there? Which is hopefully just a welcome for you. Those are all the art students going now. Those are all arts.
Yes, going. Those that are sitting are dentistry.
A dentistry.
So parents, if you wish to, and your child has left the building, you can follow the ladies in yellow to go for the parent orientation at the library auditorium and a campus tour thereafter. Dentistry students, as soon as all of the arts students have left, you will leave to your left as well to go to SC1, that's dentistry and oral health. If anyone else is unsure, please come to the stage and we will assist you. There's quite a bit, eh? The venue was packed, so, and there's a lot in. PFs, can you also go to GH 1, 2, and 3 and fetch your relevant students to take them to their faculty welcome? Students in GH 1, 2, and 3,